Your daily choices create your habits. These habits set your destiny. My friends, each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes, that's all we ask. Let's jump into these charts. For those of you who read what we put out yesterday, hope you found it helpful. It was in the notes to our Patreon members, and as I told everyone, I also posted it at our X page, that is Charting Wealth at X. The most likely outcome of today's Fed meeting. And of course, you can tell as we look at what happened with the charts today, it is a day where everything is up except Bitcoin. S&P 500 climbing to an interim, this is the last 3 weeks. It moved higher than last week. Let's just say that to make it easy. 0.66%. You can see where in the morning things were a little ranging, and in the afternoon ranging a lot, but up. You can see where things really popped up on some exuberance in the afternoon, shaved that off, but still moving in the right direction. Another green candle. We'll see. Still got 2 days to go when we get to average volume. We're already where we were 2 weeks ago at the end of the week, and we're almost to where we were last week. We'll see. We have 2 more days left. Maybe we'll get it even a good average volume for the week, and we'll get up somewhere around that prior high going back to the 27th of October, which was a high of 689.70. We are at 688.97, so we're not far away and moving up. Now, let's look at where we are on the NASDAQ 100. It was up not as much as the S&P, but up 0.41%. Same kind of thing. You can see a red candle in the morning, a green up candle with a big wick on the top in the afternoon, and lots of volume. We look at the Tuesday, Wednesday, 2-day candle, and of course we don't have average volume. We haven't had average volume since all the way back to the 20th of November on the 2-day charts and the 17th of November on the weekly chart. And again, maybe by the end of the week we'll get up there, but we are moving toward that prior high. Now again, I show the high so far this week is 629.21. The high that we had back in October, that was the 27th, was 637.01. So a ways to go to get there. But second week of green up candles, moving to a little bit of a higher high than last week, and that is good, moving in the right direction. What about bonds? Bonds are up 0.39% now, still below the weekly trend line. Let's see, something happened. Our trend line got messed up. I was messing around with the portable. If you guys have TradingView, there's also an app that reproduces your charts exactly on your phone, and I was messing around with that in the trend lines, and I screwed it up on this because they are connected. But we see that we are below the weekly trend line on the 2-day and the half-day. We can see in the morning a little bit of a green up candle, but a lot of ranging in the afternoon, a green spinning top with a wick about 1.5 times the size of the candle itself on the top and the bottom. So again, a lot of ranging there, but up for the day. It's got a ways to go to cross over and end this down move because there is that downward pressure on bonds. We'll see how things with bonds continue to respond to the Fed's actions. And gold is up 0.43%, but again, sort of still just tracking along where it has topped out, starting what? All the way back, if we look at where things are, all the way back to the 1st of December. Again, staying above the weekly trend line, but not moving far away from it, moving toward it actually over these last couple of weeks. So as we look, we see that the high last week on gold was $391.74. This week, $389.76. So again, a ways away from that high of high on gold that was $403.30. So ways to go, and don't have, look at the volume here, pitiful volume for the week so far. So we'll continue to keep an eye on gold. And what about Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin was down for the day 0.65%. You can see in the morning a red candle, in the afternoon had some up move, but then that just petered off and ended up down Not average volume on the 2-day. Did it average volume in the afternoon, but just couldn't catch fire. And we are still green after the break in the trend line. So hopefully, as you look at the weekly here, you can see where over the prior 3 weeks, that is the week beginning the 17th of November, the 24th of November, and the 1st of December, sort of trying to hit a bottom here, maybe building a bit of a base to move off of. So we'll see if that green candle continues. Volume is still weak, but maybe Bitcoin is starting to build some fire and will take off again, particularly after the FOMC meeting. That's where we are, folks, on Wednesday as we go into Thursday. Let's see how this market continues to fire up as we move into Christmas and maybe a Santa Claus rally. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.